You seem so stressed lately. Are you feeling okay? What's got into you these days? Life is full of ups and downs. Sometimes things don't go our way, and sometimes people say things that usually wouldn't affect us. What many of us then try to do is eliminate stress from our life and end up stressing ourselves out even more. Welcome back to Awaken Life. My name is Harmesh. I am a stress management coach and a nervous system practitioner. Now, don't get it wrong, not all stress is bad for us. There is a type of stress called eustress that is actually good for us. And we need this type of stress because it's the thing that gets us up in the morning and helps us to do the things we need to do in order to survive. But for most of us, there is also the type of stress that stops us from living the lives that we want. We find ourselves becoming demotivated. We find ourselves constantly on edge, irritable, or angry. And we see ourselves getting into those niggly little fights with our partners and our children over the smallest of things. And it's this type of stress that most of us want to get rid of because we know that if we didn't have it and we didn't behave in those ways, we'd be much nicer people to be around. But here's the thing, we can't eliminate stress from our lives. Unfortunately, the way that we have evolved and built our society, especially in the Western world, is so that we are exposed to stressful issues and challenges and situations on a day to day basis. So it doesn't matter how much stress management we do or the tools that we use, we will always be feeling stress on some level each and every day. So, what can we do about this? Most of us start to use the tools that are suggested to us by maybe health influencers, wellness influencers, our GPs, any health and medical professionals, and sometimes our friends and family. The things such as meditation, incorporating more exercise into our lives, eating more healthily, and generally bringing in self care practices. And most of these tools do work. They do help us manage that stress and feel more comfortable. But there is always then something that comes along that sends us back into our stress responses. All of these tools, like I said, they help us to feel more comfortable. But what they don't do is address the root cause of the stress. Many of us don't go that little bit deeper into understanding what is causing our stress and the root of it. And it's understandable because doing that can bring up feelings of stress and symptoms of stress as we're going through that process. So many of us, we tend to use these tools to manage our stress and keep ourselves at that level. But what we don't realize is that by doing so, we are putting our long term mental and physical health at risk because we're not addressing that stress. When we start to understand how stress makes our nervous system react, how our stress responses come out, we can start to manage that stress in a more efficient way and build long term resilience to it. So, what can I offer you in terms of helping you understand your stress and learn the different things that come up for you when you're encountering stressful situations? I started to track my nervous system at the beginning of this year. I've done some nervous system work over the past few years, which has really helped me understand my own stress responses and how my nervous system reacts when I'm in challenging situations. So I thought I would do a bit of an experiment and start to actually track my nervous system. And there were four things that I tracked. The first thing that I tracked was my nervous system state. I started to notice how my nervous system was moving through the different states during the day, depending on what I was encountering. So, was I in a freeze nervous state? Was I in a fight or flight response? Was I in dorsal vagal or ventral vagal? Our nervous system isn't just static, it goes through these different states depending on who we are with, the environments that we are in, and also the information that we're processing. So, being able to understand the nervous system states and the states that your nervous system moves through is a real key part to managing your stress. The second thing that I tracked was my emotions. Now, there are seven base emotions: anger, happiness, sadness, disgust, surprise, fear, and general bad feelings. These are the core emotions, but we experience these core emotions in many different ways. And being able to go from a surface level emotion all the way down to what the base emotion is really helped me to see why I was feeling stressed. What was my overwhelm really telling me? Why did I feel isolated or numb? What was the frustration I was feeling really pointing to? These type of questions that I asked myself really helped me to get much deeper into what was causing my stress so that I could tackle it at the root. The third thing that I tracked was the sensations within my body. Now, again, depending on the situations we find ourselves in or the people that we are around, our body will start to react in different ways. A lot of the time, we are so disconnected from our body that we don't even notice what it is doing. Being able to connect with your body and discover how it reacts when certain situations come up or you're around certain people will help you to start understanding how your own nervous system responds to stress. And the last thing I tracked was resourcing, taking all the other things that I tracked, my nervous system state, my emotions, and the sensations in my body. I started to be able to see how I needed to resource myself and my nervous system so that I could manage stress in a better way for me. Much of the time, again, because we are so disconnected from our bodies, our minds override the things that our body is telling us that we really need. So I started to really look at and listen to when my body needed rest, when it needed nourishment, when it needed activity, or when I needed to connect and interact with others. This really helped me resource my nervous system in a better way for myself. As I said at the top of this video, we can't eliminate stress from our lives, but there are ways that we can start to manage that stress that are more beneficial for us and can help to build our long-term resiliency. Why not try these 4 tracking steps that I did for myself and see if you can see patterns within your own stress responses and also discover how to better manage that stress for yourself. You will be able to see how your nervous system responds in different situations. You will be able to see what you need to do to resource yourself so that you can build that resilience against stress. And this will help you start to see that these kind of situations don't have to derail you and that you are more able to meet them head on rather than avoiding or running away from them. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that it has been helpful. If you would like some support in learning more about your nervous system and how it can help you in your stress management journey, then please reach out to me. I'll see you in my next video.